Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a very special embarkation day. For one, Coda's here. Finally, I'm sailing with my wife again. It's been like, what, 2 cruises now that I've sailed without you? I'm very sorry about that, baby. You know I love you. But we are finally setting sail out of the Port of Tampa. I've lived in Tampa my entire life. I've seen cruise ships go in and out, and never have I ever been on one sailing out of Tampa. And today, we're finally doing it. We're getting ready to set sail on the Margaritaville Islander. I am very nervous, not gonna lie. I have heard a lot of mixed reviews about Margaritaville Islander and especially the Paradise out of Fort Lauderdale or the other side of Florida. Needless to say, Margaritaville at Sea doesn't have the best reputation when it comes to cruising. They're still a fairly new cruise line and they're still getting the hang of things, but we're still very excited to head on board. We found this cruise for dirt cheap, so we figured, why not take some time off and, you know, just have a nice cruise. Try something a little different. You know, we are trying to branch out from the Disney Cruise Line bubble and try new things. So I hope you guys are excited for today's video. It should also be worth noting before we do anything that I am not a parrot head at all. I don't care for Jimmy Buffett. I don't listen to his music. I don't know anything about that. This one, on the other hand.
I'm from the middle of nowhere where it's winter half the year. You need sunny vibes.
So yeah, she knows a lot more about Jimmy Buffett than I do and the Margaritaville brands. Like, she's done the Margaritaville races and she stayed at the Margaritaville resort. She's a bit more knowledgeable than I am. So I'm going to be referring to her if I have any questions about anything. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and throw our bags in the car and make our way over to the Port of Tampa. Alright, we have made it to the port. We just dropped off our bags with the porters. They took all of our stuff down that way. The entrance is down that way. By the way, my parents dropped us off. So, bye guys. See you later. So we have our boarding pass on our phone. They're gonna check it before we head on inside. Also, I want to point out this, I'm not gonna say artwork because it is AI to hell, but it's still very interesting to see. You know, at first glance it doesn't look AI, but if you look closely, it is very AI. All right, she said center lane on the street arrival appointments. See you right over here, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Let's head on inside. Made it inside the terminal. You can see we have some artwork over here made of trash. This is art. I love that. Coda's in love with the manatee. First things first, we got to get through security. The line doesn't look long at all. All right, we have made it past security. You can see we have a little waiting area over here and there is a long line of people. I do believe we're all snaking to go to the check-in area, so we'll see how long this takes. Current time is 11:15. All right, current time is 11:28. We just got past the check-in. It wasn't that bad. Right before you get on the ship, they have a desk over here where you can purchase all of your add-ons. They have different drink packages and things. And it's time, guys. We came up the escalator and we are getting ready to board the ship. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Let's head on over. Which, by the way, guys, in that last room, they were very strict on filming. I pulled out the camera to film that little desk where they do all the like upgrades and stuff, and they're like, no. So it is what it is. But we are heading on board the ship now. I'm very excited. The paintwork is really good. It's a little patchy, but it's better than rusty. I am really excited. Everyone in the terminal was really happy too. It's awesome. It's currently 11:30 right now. So we got out of the car at about 11:08 and that's when we walked into the terminal. And it's 11:30 right now. So all in all, not bad. Stepping on board a brand new ship, Margaritaville Islander. Oh my goodness, what in the world? I love that they have the steel drums going over here as well. Everyone's already at the bar taking advantage of their drinks package. We have a giant flip-flop over here. This is the main atrium. You can see the elevators that go all the way up. Are you hungry? Do you want to look for lunch?
I smell tacos, so yes.
Smell tacos? Okay, so let's go ahead and find some food. Okay, so we made it on board, went to get services. I had to find out what the situation was with dinner and how that all works. I had to figure out how to connect to the Wi-Fi, which they gave me this to figure out how to connect to the Wi-Fi, so we'll let you know how that works later. And I also wanted to figure out if there was any stateroom upgrades available. Unfortunately, there are no stateroom upgrades available, so we're stuck with the inside stateroom that we have. We'll show you that a little bit later, but I do want to point out we are in the casino right now, and I don't even know what deck we're on. Do you have any idea what deck we're on?
3.
We're on 3?
We're either on 2 or 3. I saw one map and it told me where things were on 2 and 3. So the theater's on this level, and I think that's why there was 2 and 3 on the same one.
So here's a quick look at the casino. You can see it's nice and empty right now because we are still docked and we are able to film in here because it is not open. Once the casino opens though, we're not able to film in here. But it's really nice. It's nothing crazy, nothing fancy, but it gets the job done for the gamblers in your family. So here's something that's fun. You have the adult casino over here, and then literally right next door, you have the kids casino. All right, here's a quick look at the kids arcade. You can see there's plenty of games in here. Definitely not as many as we saw on the Carnival Conquest, but it still has a good selection. And something that's really cool is that they have Star Wars Battle Pod. This is one of my favorite Star Wars arcade games. I really love that, and it has Guitar Hero. So we're trying to make our way to the elevator bank, and check this out. I think this is the entrance to the sushi restaurant? Maybe? I don't know. Either way, it goes up one. That's still really cool. Coda's doing some investigating. Ah, sports bar. Interesting. So we made our way all the way forward so that way we could use the elevators to get up to the top deck because the midship elevators were all jam-packed. Okay, so JWB is on 10. 5 o'clock somewhere deck, yeah, sure. Cheeseburger in Paradise and the Mexican Cutie Cantina. I mean, you're not Mexican, but you are a cutie.
I want tacos.
Okay, let's go ahead and explore the upper deck, shall we? Huh. Ooh, turtle. Wow. Is that Jimmy Buffett playing? That's probably Jimmy Buffett playing. I don't know what else I would have expected. Oh wow, plenty of people are utilizing the pool right now. That's always good to see. They do have a screen up here, which is really cool, and I can only assume that they're playing Jimmy Buffett right now. You can see they have a hot tub right here, a couple of parrots over there. I also like the addition of the fins over here. That's really cool. Take a look at this. So it looks like these are cabanas that you can reserve for the day. You can see they're reserved. 237, 181. I don't know if those are the cabana numbers or not, but these are just little shaded private, well, not really private, but just shaded areas that you can enjoy. So moving a little bit further on down, we have found another pool. It's definitely much emptier than the other one, and you can see we have a margarita machine over there that says 5 o'clock somewhere. That is awesome. A lot more room for activities out here, and it looks like we have some day beds over here for rental as well. You can see there's a hot tub right here, and we have a little stage set up, so I can imagine there'll be bands out here playing. There's plenty of space over here for dancing. This is gonna be cool. I hope that this comes alive at night. I see you found the tacos. We are over here at the Mexican Cutie Cantina, and Coda is gonna be getting some tacos.
Both days, yes.
I think this is where we're gonna find you most of the cruise because this is included. You don't have to pay any extra for tacos.
Next place, next place.
All right, babe, so what did you get?
I got 2 tacos with the pork, and then just black beans, some pico, cheese, and it's not sour cream, it's crema. Same thing.
Basically the same thing. But it looks really good. Oh my gosh.
It smells really good.
Ooh, I'm sure you're very excited to try it. So let's go ahead and find a place to sit, and I'm gonna get a cheeseburger and we'll have some lunch. Whew, okay, as to be expected on embarkation day, things are chaotic. The first thing we did was grab some food and we wanted to find some place to sit. So we walked inside the buffet. jam-packed full of people. Every chair, every table taken. We had to come all the way to the very back. You can see we have another pool area back there. That's the very, very back of the ship. But we have our food, and Coda just finished her tacos, which, by the way, how were they?
They're pretty good.
Pretty good? She enjoyed them, which is awesome. I went to the Cheeseburger in Paradise Bar, and I got myself a cheeseburger and some fries. Looks amazing, smells amazing, can't wait to dig in. Whew, okay, burger was demolished. Now, if you guys remember from my Carnival Conquest videos, we went to the guy's burger joint, and I said that that was the best burger I've ever had at sea. I'd say this one is pretty on par with that. Now, granted, this was a very different type of burger because the one I had on Carnival was like a barbecue burger, but this one was just a normal burger that I put some onions on it and I put some mushrooms, and it was an all-around really good burger. So I told Coda I would actually be very content with just having this burger every night for dinner, which we're here for 5 nights, which I didn't mention. This is a 5-night cruise. We're going to be here for 5 nights. I'm going to have at least one of these burgers a day because that's really good. And the fries. They're okay. They're not the greatest fries in the world, but they're passable. The ones on Carnival were better. Alrighty, so we just left the Port of Indecision buffet. We just came from this direction. This is the adults only area. So you can see we have an adults only pool over here. There's also a hot tub right there. We have a water slide up here, which is really cool. You can see the ship's funnel right there. But this is the very back of the ship, the adults only area. You can see Coda looking for turtles right now, as one does. So far, my first impressions of the ship are not bad. Is it the most well-maintained ship in the world? No, absolutely not. But it is still really nice. It's not a rust bucket. As we were walking on board the ship, you can tell that they maintain the outside. There's a couple of imperfections here and there that we can see that we'll, show you guys a little bit later on. But so far, my first impressions are really good. The interior of the ship is really nice. You look like you're about to say something.
Yeah, did you see the one staircase is currently closed because they just refinished the handrails.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that's really nice. So, as you guys saw in my Carnival review, I am a stickler for ship maintenance, and you can get huge brownie points with me for visible ship maintenance. So, again, so far, very impressed. It looks like the staterooms are going to be opening up here relatively soon. It's going on 1 o'clock right now within the next 10 minutes, so hopefully we'll be able to go to our room very soon. But still, I am just beyond shocked that it took this long to finally sail out of the Port of Tampa. We can look off in that direction and we can point out where we live. We're not even 20 minutes away from the cruise terminal. And I've grown up looking at ships sail in and out of here, and we're finally doing it. And I am just so excited. This is going to be really cool. And I'm most excited to sail under the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. That's going to be really, really exciting. So right behind Coda is the buffet, and I want to point this out. Oh my goodness. That is the Atrium all the way down there. And these are the elevators that go up and down the length of the ship, the clear elevators. That is nuts. You can see all the parrots that are making their way down. You can see the flip-flop down there into some fish. And they even have Jimmy Buffett's plane over here up top, which is really cool. So we're making our way up, and there's a glass staircase over here that is directly above the Atrium. I know it's scratched, so you can't really see it, but we are, oh my God. It's a little nerve-wracking to be going up these things. You wouldn't catch me on these things during turbulence. What the heck? Oh my gosh. This is so cool. And yeah, you can see Jimmy Buffett's plane right here. So we're on deck 10 and we finally have a good look at the funnel. Now, fun fact, this used to be a Costa ship. I don't remember which one exactly it used to be, but it used to be a Costa ship, and they have since converted it into a Margaritaville ship. They covered up the sea. They have a really nice palm tree design on it. Looks really nice. Now, call me crazy, I think this has the ability to close. I think this is an enclosed area. Yeah, this is a track over here. Holy crap, this can close. That's really cool. I don't think it closes anymore. Maybe? I don't know, because I don't know if this impedes it or not, but this definitely is an enclosed space and possible to be an enclosed space. That's awesome. Just look at Coda who made her way up over there. What in the world? So check out this area that Coda found. What in the world, babe? Look at you discovering secret places. There's this this whole area over here, so much room for activities, and you can look out over the main pool area right here. That's so cool. So that's deck 10 over there. That's deck 9. So we're technically on 11.
Oh,
but it's just its own little area, a little staircase that comes up here. The bar is right below us. You can grab your drink and come up here and just observe and people watch. All right, guys, great news. Staterooms are open, so now we are heading over to our stateroom to check it on out. Oh my gosh, look at the number of suitcases. Holy cow. They just have everyone's suitcases over here. Good Lord. All right, here we are, room 8245. This is an interior room on the Margaritaville Islander on deck 8 aft. Babe, go ahead.
I want to point out, I have not opened the door, and it's just propped.
Okay, interesting.
So, I don't know. Oh, cool, it's got a little tag for people.
Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, here, people have been getting their stuff, so here it is.
Ah. Holy moly, this is, I think this is the smallest room we've ever had.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
I mean, I'm not mad at it either, you know? All we need is a, oh, that's why the deadbolt's on.
Oh. I didn't look when I walked in.
There we go. Close that. All right, here we are.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's an inside stateroom. It's what we need. It's got a bed. It's got a toilet. Hopefully it functions. Mini fridge. All right, let's do a quick tour. Okay, so this room tour should be easy enough. You know, we have our bed right here. You can see we have 2 lamps on either side.
With USBs.
I was about to say with USB-As, so that's really good. We can charge our phones, which is fantastic. We have our small little desk over here with some literature. We have a nice big mirror over here. We have our Coda discovered the ring light, which is awesome. On this side over here, we have a nice big TV. It's a flat screen TV, which is awesome. We have a couple of bottles of water, which are an additional charge. We have an ice bucket, a couple of glasses over here. We have another little counter space, and then down here is going to be our mini fridge. And then over here, we have our closet space. Our life jackets are up here. We have space to hang some clothing over here. Also, a full-length mirror. We have another closet space over here with some chonky hangers. Good Lord, these are some thick boys. A little dirty down there, but nothing too crazy. We're just gonna be putting our bags in there. And then some more storage space over here. And then we have our bathroom. It's a bit on the smaller side, but nothing too bad. It's very reminiscent of the bathroom that I had on the Carnival Conquest. Like, same style of sink and almost everything. You can see we have some decorations over here. We have our shower products over here. It is a fabric curtain, so there is that. It's not like a glass door or anything. And also, the bathroom, like, it doesn't smell bad, but it smells like a cliche beach bathroom. Like, if you've ever been to a beach hotel, like a hotel that's on the beach, it smells like beach and sand, you know? It kind of smells like that. It doesn't smell bad, but
we are going to the beach.
we are going to the beach. So overall, like, I'm not mad at this room. Is the bed comfortable, babe?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad? So, yeah. I'm not mad at it at all. It's nice. I also don't know how well you guys can see it, but there are parrots on the linens on the bed, which is really cool. Let's go ahead.
Parrot Pete, meet and greet.
Parrot Pete?
Parrot Pete.
Oh, well, now we know his name. The bed does feel comfortable. I'm very excited about that. The sheets look nice. I do believe the pillows are feather, though.
I will sleep with a towel.
Yeah. Fun fact, Coda's a leather.
I'm a leather?
And Coda's allergic to feathers, so we'll have to see if they have foam pillows or something else that they can do for that. But yeah, it does feel comfortable, and I can't wait to sleep on this later. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick test. I did this on the Carnival Conquest. Huh. I had a tiny little bit of dust, but not nearly as bad as what we saw on the Conquest. So that's really good. Let's try something else. Tiny little bit of dust. Let's come up here, right above the bed. Again, just a tiny little bit of dust. So they're not like dusting it between every cruise, but it's definitely more often than what we saw on the Conquest. So not perfect, but it's still pretty good. All right, sweetheart. And so go ahead and explain what you have in your hands there.
Doesn't have a name. It's just the cruise news and daily schedule listed at the bottom. So it's got a QR code. It is on your card. That will bring you to essentially the digital version of this, and it says on here that you don't need to be connected to the Wi-Fi for it to work, which is good. Because I'm not paying for my own Wi-Fi. He can have his Wi-Fi. But it's got like weather, different things, like more notable things going on the day on the front, like youth programs, the safety drill that we do have to attend, and then how to connect to the Wi-Fi, if you can see that. The back is just like a navigator. It's got the times for everything, so I do wish we would have brought a highlighter. If I would have known, I would have brought a highlighter. Because it's not like we want to go to everything, but like sailing under the Skyways list down here, I would have highlighted that. There's a variety show down here. Would have highlighted just to bring it up.
Well, you know, as you were saying earlier, we are in Key West tomorrow. We're still in the States. We're still in Florida, so we could always stop at a Walgreens or something and get a highlighter.
Maybe I have... There's a pencil, but I want color. I don't know about if anybody else is that way, but I want color. More pop-out-ish. And then on the inside, again, more notable things, like when the pools and the putt-putt opened, different giveaways, pre-sale for if you want any liquor or tobacco. Your future cruise deal is on here. Again, just other things. And then hours. So very important, the hours. My favorite thing on here, personally, I told Adrian earlier, Margaritaville Casino opens after sail away, closes late.
It doesn't have an exact hour.
Yeah.
So it is very important to know that Margaritaville at Sea does not have an app where you can go in and look at all the activities. So this is like old school cruising. Hopefully they'll eventually get an app, especially since they announced that they're getting another ship in their fleet. That'll make 3. They should come out with an app soon. Let me go ahead and turn this on and see if this... It barely improves the lighting. Anyways, and yes, another thing to know is that there is an old school muster drill. Just like with Disney Cruise Line, at a set time, you have to go to your muster drill with everybody else on the ship to learn how to put on your life jacket, and then you can go upstairs to the sail away party. But for right now, we're going to enjoy the room for a little bit and get ourselves settled. We don't have our stuff yet, but hopefully we'll get it soon, and then we'll be able to unpack and everything like that. I also want to point out this. They do have room service breakfast available, but it does come at an added charge. So here are the options. The Cure, I love that, for $7. No wake zone. All of this is for $7 aside from an assorted fruit plate, wake and bakery. Each is $3, and then you have your beverages over here. We may be trying this while we're here. I really want to try it. We also have a notepad over here and a phone directory. Which, by the way, I need to call the steakhouse. They told me I needed to call the steakhouse. So if you guys are used to sailing on cruise ships, then you're familiar with the regular outlet, and then you have the European. I highly recommend you pick up one of these. I picked up the 2-pack of these on Amazon. I have these listed in my Amazon storefront down below, so that way you guys can check it out and buy one for yourself and help support the channel. All you need to do is plug this in over here. Plug that in right there, and now you have 2 outlets. All right, bags are here. They didn't technically get delivered. We saw them out in the hallway, and we just kind of took them as other people were doing it. But we have all of our stuff here. We have our fan, which is super important. Lanyards. You have a bucket hat. A little hole punch.
People have been having them punched, so I'm sure there's a hole puncher somewhere on board if you don't already have one. I was okay getting this confiscated because I got it at the dollar store.
Mm-hmm. So now we're not going to completely unpack, but we are going to unpack just a little bit and get ourselves situated. The fan is on and alive. This to me, what? You said, oh, the chonky, the chonky hangers.
Chunky? Oh my god.
Yep. This, in my opinion, is like a #1 cruise necessity for us. Not only does it help to cool down the room significantly, but it also provides white noise for us when we're sleeping. Because especially when we're in an inside room, it can get really, really quiet in here. And Coda and I, we don't care too much for, like, complete silence because the voices in our heads do be loud. So we opt to have a fan in here, and it works perfectly. Also, by the way, we did not get this on Amazon. We bought this from Walmart. This was $14. So we made it down to deck 3. Here's the Atrium, and I wanted to point this out. Take a look at this, guys. They have a whole ship model here. This is really cool. So let me kind of give you a little bit of an idea of where we are. So right here, this is the Atrium. The atrium is right here. You can see the 2 double doors where we entered on deck 2. So that's really cool. The atrium is like more towards the aft of the ship. So when we got on, we walked forward. The casino is over here, and we went up over here this way, and then we walked across both pool areas. And by the way, you can see the second pool area is covered, which is really cool. Hopefully we'll get the opportunity to see that in the middle of the cruise, but I mean, if there's no bad weather, then we're probably not going to see it. But anyways, you can see up here we have our water slide. This is the adults only area and pool back here. And then over here, I think they have the mini golf course. I don't think the shuffleboard and the basketball court is there right now. And of course, as we got on board, you guys saw the Margaritaville at Sea logo right there. And over here it says out on the sea for adventure. And then of course we have the Margaritaville at Sea logo over here with the Islander written right there.
When you hear the general emergency signal, please proceed to your muster station, which are located on deck number 3, the open decks. The general emergency signal consists of 7 or more short blasts, followed by 1 long blast on the ship's alarm system. Once at your muster
We've
station,
done this once or twice.
report your cabin number to the crew members at the entrance. The general emergency signal is about to be sounded.
It's the sound of our people. All right, let's go outside. We are muster station C, right outside this way.
Unless crew drills or training are taking place, please proceed directly to your cabin. Collect warm clothing, a head cover, any medication you use, and your life jacket.
So the muster drill has concluded. Everyone's making their way upstairs for the sail away party. You can see they are dropping the back lines right now, so we are very close to officially setting sail. Okay, so this is something that's amusing me. First of all, this island's a parrot. This is funny. So on the Carnival ships, on all the stairwells, there was a digital clock over here on all the stairwells. But over here on Margaritaville, they covered it up, and it says it's always 5 o'clock. And we are sailing away. Take a look at that, guys. There's the Florida Aquarium right there. Yonder that way, we have the Amalie Arena. That's the home of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So yeah, we're very familiar with this area. This whole road over here is Channelside. There's Sparkman Wharf right there. Like, we come here all the time, and we see cruise ships here all the time. And now, finally, we're getting our opportunity to set sail out of here. Incredible. And take a look at that. And Coda spotted a dolphin. And Coda has really good eyes. Look at that. So if you guys are looking to book a cruise that sails out of the Port of Tampa and you like enjoy spending time on your balcony as you sail away and you want to look at nice things, make sure you book a room on the starboard side of the ship, because over here is the pretty side. This is where you have things to look at. The port side, on the other hand, is all industrial and gross and nasty, and there's really not much to look at over there. It's not pretty. So starboard side is what you want, not port side. At least for sail away. Check out all of these mansions over here. Good Lord. How much do you think this mansion is worth over here? Look at that. He has his own personal lighthouse. Multi-million-dollar mansion. Like, look, he's got his own boat. It looks like a jet ski over there. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. Yeah.
Where are you going? Not to him. Best.
Yep. But yeah, holy cow. Oh, look. The millionaires themselves are out. What do you do for a living? How many subscribers do you have? Now, you see, I'd love to have one of these homes over here, and I'd be like these people who are just out right on the water with their lawn chairs just watching cruise ships sail away. That's where I'd be every day. But I'm sure their flood insurance is more than their mortgage. So at 3:45, there was supposed to be a sail away party. And like, I think this is the sail away party. There's just a DJ and nobody really doing anything. So there's that. We'll let you know if anything else happens, but yeah, there's nothing really going on. On the other hand though, the pool is popping. There are so many people in the pool right now. Good Lord.
That is gonna be a real Mexican margarita. So to win that margarita, DJ is gonna play a beat. And you have to do whatever your body tells you to do. It's fine, it's fine. Are you ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now!
Oh! Go Julie, 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 go Julie. Oh, that's the tequila talking, people. That's the tequila talking right there. Are you ready for this? You seem ready. You seem like you're ready. Now, DJ, hit it! Oh! 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 Yeah, show us how they dance in Canada, Justin. Oh! 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 Oh, even lost me shoes for this dance. Very good. Jackie, go Jackie, go Jackie, go Jackie, go Jackie, go Jackie, go Jackie. If you don't have a drink in your hand, it's sad, but it's okay. So now we're gonna do these toasts to the man because he gave us the license to chill. He shows that there is cheeseburgers in paradise. But most important, he shows that it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Can everyone have an applause for my fifth up team that are gonna come dancing? You deserve it. Cheers. Now come and dance with us, people. Come and dance with us. No. There you go. Hey, go low. Go low. Go low. Go low. Now stay on the dance floor. Stay on the dance floor because we are going to continue with this party.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Margaritaville at Sea does have free ice cream. So here is our current position. We're in the middle of Tampa Bay right now, slowly making our way over to the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. This is our view right now. Tampa Bay is a bit bigger than people think it is. It's pretty wide, but it's really nice over here. We made our way into the buffet. We're just chilling. We had our ice cream, pulled up a couple of chairs by the window, and we're just chilling. Once we get closer to the Skyway, we'll head on out. So we made it down to the flip-flop Atrium. Why? Why are we here?
Supposed to be Pete the Parrot.
Supposed to be Pete the Parrot?
Yeah.
What time was he supposed to be here?
5:15.
Oh. Pete the Parrot ain't here. Well, hopefully he makes an appearance soon. I mean, to be fair, that sail away party was supposed to start at 3:45 and it didn't start until after 4, so. Behold the back of the flip-flop.
It's not just flat.
It's not just flat. I also love the margaritas on the chandelier thing. Booze! And as you guys can see, we are quickly approaching the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. It won't be much longer now. Maybe about, another 20-30 minutes before we get there. Maybe a little bit more, but still, very exciting stuff. We have found our spot on the upper deck. It's gonna be a cool view. So sailing under the Sunshine Skyway Bridge is pretty significant because it's got a pretty dark history. The old Sunshine Skyway Bridge partially collapsed in 1980 after it was struck by a freighter during a storm, and unfortunately it caused a 1,200-foot section to fall into Tampa Bay, resulting in 35 fatalities. This new bridge that we have now was constructed and opened in 1987. So it's pretty crazy, the history behind the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Like, living here in Tampa and growing up here, like, I had heard stories about the old Sunshine Skyway Bridge, and every time I drive over it, I think it's the coolest thing ever. I love driving over the bridge. Coda, on the other hand,
I cried the first time I drove over it.
She is not the biggest fan of the Skyway Bridge, so yeah.
I have been on the old Skyway though. It's still a fishing pier.
Oh yeah, the old part of the fishing pier. Yes, part of the old bridge is still there, but they converted it into a fishing pier. So there you go, some Tampa Bay history for you. We're coming up on the bridge now.
Oh, I can see the bridge now. Get upstairs. We're going under the Skyway Bridge in like a few minutes. I can see it right now. He is gunning it. The captain is gunning it, folks. So get on upstairs if you want to see, or get on to the outside decks to watch the Islander pass under the Skyway Bridge. You won't get there just in time. Excellent. Well, folks, we are now just approaching the Skyway Bridge. So if you are outside, get on outside now, because I think our nose is just underneath it. I'm your cruise director, ZJ. Oh, here we go. I'm your cruise director, ZJ.
This is awesome.
Welcome aboard Margaritaville At Sea Islander, and I look forward to seeing you at the Volcano Variety Show tonight, 9:30 in the Stars in the Water Theatre. Fins up.
We're doing it. Sailing under the Skyway Bridge. Oh my gosh. Oh no. What?
Touch it, touch it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Jesus. Wow. Oh no way. Incredible. Look at that. That is awesome. No. Oh my gosh. So the last time we sailed underneath a bridge on a cruise, we were leaving Vancouver on our way to Alaska, and we sailed under the Lionsgate Bridge. Arguably, sailing under the Sunshine Skyway is a lot more nerve-wracking and a lot more terrifying. I almost tripped. And Coda's mean, she just laughed at me. But still, that was really cool. I'm very happy that we were able to do that, finally. All right, you guys already know the drill. We have to get a drink as we sail away. However, it's not a pina colada or a pina colada. We're on Margaritaville. Of course, we had to get a frozen margarita. So cheers to a great cruise. I have a straw. So we made it back to the room, and we have our navigator. I'm just going to call it a navigator. We have our navigator for tomorrow with all of the activities. Coda is diligently reading it.
We're not getting until 1. I thought it was noon.
No! Yeah, we're getting into 1.
Wow.
All right, we have made it to deck 3. Time to head on inside the Islander dining room for dinner. All right, we have made it inside the Islander dining room. This is on deck 3, and the only reason why we have access to this dining room is because we have a dining package. We actually purchased the Prime dining package, which gets us this elevated dining. So there's 2 dining rooms. There's Islander and Finn's. Finn's is on deck 2, right below us. Same dining room, just right below us. And it's not as elevated. To my knowledge, it doesn't have the tablecloths or anything. And with the menu over here, we also have access to the suite menu. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But yeah, it's really nice. We have a table by the window over here. We're officially in the Gulf of Mexico. Let's go ahead and take a look at the menu. So of course, on one side of the menu, we have all of our drinks. You guys can go ahead and pause the video to read in case you want a closer look. And here's a look at the main menu for our appetizers. We have a tortilla soup, baked potato soup, vegetable biryani, Mima's meatballs, a Cuban croquette, gnocchi, watermelon feta salad, and a Caesar salad. For our entrees, we have a Santa Cruz fish, grilled brick chicken, jerk pork loin, garlic shrimp, and a Mediterranean eggplant. For our upcharge options, we have a filet mignon, lobster tail, colossal shrimp, and a surf and turf. And for our desserts, we have a chocolate cappuccino icebox pie, pina colada lush, and assorted ice cream flavors. But this isn't the only menu we have access to. Because we have a dining package and we're in the Islander dining room, we have access to the suite menu. So these are special options that aren't included downstairs. You have your shrimp cocktail and ahi tuna or cauliflower bites. You can get a strip loin steak or a teriyaki salmon. And for dessert, you can do the hazelnut honeydew cake. So again, up here we have the Islander dining room. You can see the tablecloths over here. And down here we have the Finns dining room. You can see no tablecloths and the table settings are just a little bit different. And it is definitely a lot more crowded. It's much more quiet up here. I mean, more so if you're like in the corner. If you like have a table over here along the sides, then it's a little bit loud. But honestly, it's not too bad. This is still really nice. I love all of this. This is gorgeous. So, a couple things. Number one, I specifically asked for a table next to a window, and we got one. But now, the sun is out in full force, and it's like a magnifying glass. It's heating up the table. So, you have no choice but to close the blinds, which is really unfortunate. But anyways, number two, the way dining works on Margaritaville, at least on the Islander, is that, I gotta stand like this. The way dining works on the Margaritaville Islander, it's very different than what you might be used to. So there's no set dining times, you don't have an assigned table or anything, you just kind of show up. And if there's a table available, then they'll seat you immediately. If not, then they'll ask you to wait. So you kind of have to just go with it. And whenever you're hungry, you come down to the main dining room. The main dining room's open at 5:30 and they close at 9, I believe. So you have almost 4 hours to go in and get your food. But yeah, it's a little different. And I kind of like the idea of just going with the flow. But it also comes with the caveat of you're not having a guaranteed table and you might have to wait a while for your food. Very similar thing to what they do on Royal Caribbean with My Time Dining, where you just kind of show up and if they have a table, then they'll seat you immediately. If not, you'll have to wait. It's just different from what I'm used to. All right, the appetizers have arrived. I opted for the ahi tuna. Looks really interesting. Definitely not the presentation I was expecting. And I opted for the Cuban croquettes. Now, the good thing is that you can order 2 appetizers, just not 2 entrees, which honestly, not that big of a deal. And Coda opted for Mima's meatballs and the shrimp cocktail. Okay, time to review the appetizers. Not good. Coda's meatballs, very much so frozen. As soon as you bite into it, you can tell that it is a frozen meatball. And the shrimp, definitely frozen too. Like it tastes like something that you would get from the grocery store, like a big bulk tray of shrimp cocktail. Like it tasted exactly like that. You can tell the freshness was definitely not there. And the meatballs, the same exact way, frozen. It didn't taste horrible, but you can just tell by biting into it that it was frozen. The ahi tuna, again, you can tell it's not fresh. I've had fresh ahi tuna before. It's not fresh. It was okay. Not my favorite thing in the world, but the winner for me was the Cuban croquette. That was really tasty. The white sauce that they had on the bottom paired really well with the croquette. That was not bad. That was not bad. I would definitely get that again. But so far, not off to a great start. All right, entrees have arrived. Both Coda and I opted for the strip loin steak. Let's go ahead and dig in. All right, entrees. Let's just say that the cheeseburger I had earlier is so far the best thing I've had on this ship. The steaks were just okay. They had a weird texture to them. Like, Coda's theory is that they were cooked in a bag and just kind of boiled in water first and then thrown on a grill. They had a weird texture to it, and it was really bizarre. The seasoning was okay. A little too much sauce, in my opinion. Like, I feel like the sauce is hiding whatever they had going on over here, and the potatoes that were here were overcooked as well. So far, a bunch of misses. By no means was it inedible, but I'm just really not impressed. And it's kind of unfortunate because the ship is really nice. The food just doesn't match. So again, this is only the first night. We still have 4 other nights worth of dinners to try. We're not necessarily going to be in the main dining room for all of those other dinners, but so far I'm not impressed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, desserts have arrived. I opted for the honey hazelnut something. Can't remember what exactly I got, but Coda opted for, what did you get?
I want to say it was like a pina colada lush?
Yeah, it was a pina colada something. And I like how they stamped the flip-flops on the plate. That's very interesting. So we'll let you know what we think. Take a look at this, guys. Another fantastic sunset out on the open ocean. Not really ocean though. We're in the Gulf of Mexico, but still, it is gorgeous. But you know what's even more beautifuler? This one right here. My wife. My beautiful wife. Okay, so when it comes to the food, poor Coda, she's struggling with the sunset.
It's right there.
When it comes to the food, we have to also keep in mind how much we paid for this cruise. It was relatively cheap. I mean, by Disney Cruise standards, which is the prices that we are used to paying, this was dirt cheap. So we paid only $300 a person for this cruise, for this inside stateroom, for a 5-night cruise, which is insane. So 5 nights under $1,000. It came out to like close to $800, just under, with tax and everything. Not bad. So we can't complain too much, but you know, we would like better quality food, and I think it's partially my own fault because, you know, I've been walking around the ship and I saw the dining room and everything looks really nice, and my expectations got a little more elevated than they were on Carnival, because when I was on Carnival my expectations were on the floor and I was really impressed and the food was awesome there. But here, not so much. So we will give it another chance. We are bound to be back in the main dining room for at least one more night during this cruise, because I do still want to try the buffet for dinner, and we have dinner at JWB. So yeah, that leaves one more night with the main dining room. But anyways, now that we're done, we're going to enjoy the sunset a little bit. It is absolutely gorgeous, and then we're going to head on downstairs and do some shopping. Target acquired. Take a look at this, guys. Margaritaville At Sea Islander ship model. Oh my gosh, look at that. Heck yeah, this will make a fine addition to my collection. There are things happening. Let's just say the drink package is working. There's a group of people here. They are having the time of their lives right now. It is the funniest thing. So we're walking around the ship and, you know, we're exploring different things. I'm not showing you guys everything because we're going to be, you know, doing a tour of the ship on a sea day. But I want to point out, you know, little things like this. And again, I admire the effort. This was not originally built as a Margaritaville ship. This was a Costa ship that was converted into a Margaritaville ship. But things like this are just very interesting. Like, this is just, you know, they attempted to do a Photoshop job, and as someone who does Photoshop for thumbnails and stuff, like, it is very, very obvious to me, like, where they did it and how they did it, and like the seagulls and everything. Like, it's just very interesting and amusing. It's the pixels, yeah. And yeah, like, you can see the original sky over here, the original sky background. It's amusing. And you can also tell that this used to be like an Italian themed area or somewhere European, because none of these tiles scream like Florida or Jimmy Buffett, or even like the flooring over here. So we're, again, going around the ship and looking at different things, and I'm noticing that there are several like pieces of art on the ship that are definitely 100% AI made or just really bad Photoshop. Like, part of this is half AI, half Photoshop. Like, I can tell by looking at the palm trees over here, like, as someone who uses Photoshop myself, like, this is just a patchy Photoshop job. And so, like, this asset over here, they put that in, and there's a tool that you can just pat, you know, to kind of make it look like it's in there. And then you just have, I don't even know what this is, a bunch of different assets together. But this in particular, it feels AI to me. And then we have the background, which you can see like the sand, and then there's the water line. And it looks a little off, especially over here, just how it blends into the background. But like, look at the chairs and the handrail over here and how the chairs kind of clip in there. And then you have the tops of chairs over here. Like, it's either really bad AI or really bad Photoshop. Either way, the closer you look at things, like, I'm someone who uses Photoshop for things, and it's noticeable to me. And then they like kind of brushed it over with a sealer, and it's on like a canvas too. So like, it, from a distance, it looks like art, but it's not, you know? It's really interesting. And this isn't the only thing. There's several things throughout the ship that look like this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, day one of our cruise on board Margaritaville Islander is in the books. I gotta say, first impressions? Pretty gosh darn good. Food aside, I honestly think I'm gonna have a great time on this cruise. What about you?
Yeah, just the main dining room was questionable, like not inedible. Some people make it sound inedible. Like it's okay. But I think there's enough food that, I mean, at least like the tacos and the burger were really good. So it's not like we're gonna go hungry. Mm-hmm. So I'm not worried about it.
But everything else about the ship?
Yeah. The vibes, immaculate.
The vibes are immaculate. Everyone is here having a fantastic time. That group of people, it was like a group of 10 that were making very good use of that drink package, and we sat there for almost 30 minutes just watching them enjoy themselves and making a fool out of themselves. It was hilarious. I honestly think I'm going to have a great time on this cruise, and I am super excited to see what the rest of this cruise has in store for us. Tomorrow, we are going to be in Key West for the very first time. I'm super excited about that. We're going to check out the southernmost point, walk around, maybe get some key lime pie. It's going to be a fun day. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you don't want to miss out on that video and every other video that we're going to have in this Margaritaville at Sea Islander series. If you guys enjoyed any part of today's video, please help us out by leaving a like on the video. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, please subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and I would love to have you guys be a part of this journey. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.